Here, we're looking at a photograph of a three-dimensional artwork, Martin Puryear's CFAO. Let's describe what we see in the artwork. Mostly unpainted wood sticks are loosely but carefully stacked on an old wheelbarrow. It looks as if someone may have thought of a unique way to bring home the day's purchase from the lumberyard. But if we walk around it and look from other side, we see the reason for the apparent density of the work. A large and wide curving shape of a sunken surface that looks like an elongated African mask. If we were in the same room where the sculpture stands and looked around it, we could feel how big it is and better understand its size and appearance. In order to see and grasp a work of art like this, we must walk around it and examine it from various angles. Sculpture that is meant to be seen from all sides is called in the round or freestanding. As we move around it, our experience of a sculpture is the sum of its various aspects. A single photograph shows only one view of a sculpture under one kind of light. Therefore, we receive only a limited impression of a sculpture unless we can see many photographs or, better yet, a video, or, best of all, view the piece in person. CFAO is a freestanding sculpture that offers different characteristics and impressions depending on the position of the viewer. A sculpture that is not freestanding but projects from a background surface is in relief. Coins are the example of relief sculpture. These ancient Greek silver coins show the relief sculptures of Alexander the Great on the left and the goddess Athena on the right. There are protruding areas of the subjects and the flat surface of background. The sculpted head of Alexander the Great is not freestanding, but the part of a flat surface of the coin, and we can't see the other side of his head. In low relief or bas-relief sculpture, the projection from the surrounding surface is slight. As a result, shadows are minimal. Some of the world's most finely crafted low-relief sculptures are found at the Temple of Angkor Wat in Cambodia. The vast temple complex was the center of the Khmer Empire in the 12th century. Here, Khmer kings sponsored an extensive program of sculpture and architecture. Within the chambers of the complex, carvings are in such delicate low relief that they barely rise above the background surface. One scene, Army on the March, depicts an army commanded by a prince. The rhythmic pattern of the spear-carrying soldiers at the lower part of this scene contrasts with the carving patterns of the jungle foliage in the background. The soldiers and the background provide a setting for the prince, who stands with the bow and arrow poised in his carriage on the elephant's back. Intricate detail covers entire surfaces of the stone walls of the temple complex. In high-relief sculpture, more than half of the natural circumference of the modeled form projects from the surrounding surface, and figures are often substantially undercut. This is the case with Robert Longo's work here, where many figures converse in painful conflict. Much of the composition is a high relief with undercutting. In only a few areas are limbs and garments barely raised above the background surface. Dynamic gestures and the diagonal placement of torsos and limbs make the sculpture very active. High-relief sculptures suggest the depth of space more effectively than low-relief sculptures as well.